Guys, QuasiLuminous is controlled opposition, and the first indicator is that he uses one of those pseudo-spiritual names, like that controlled opposition too. QuasiLuminous. You can see right through this name. You can see right through this name, because quasi means seemingly, apparently, but not really. There it is, but not really. But let's go look at the most damning evidence first. We all know that video from Jurassic Park, right? It's been known. And, I mean, here it is right here. That's the fucking dinosaur. But if we look on QuasiLuminous channel, there it is. Saying that it's cloning dinosaurs designed in captivity. I remember when that went around 3 years ago. It went around 3 years ago, guys, not 2. Because look. 2013. His video was posted in 2014. But it gets worse. He's got all this reptilian shit on here, right? He's got all this reptilian bullshit, right? But it gets worse. He's got this. You guys remember that footage of that fucking shit in Russia? That shit's fake because she's filming before it happens, and it's obviously composited, guys. There's no reflection in the windows. It's fucking low res like every other bullshit video. That building's obviously 3D because the specular reflection is off on it. I mean, I can go on and on about why and how that video is fake and how it was fake. I mean, I could make a video like that easily. I'm not going to, but I'm about to show you that I can. See, I have Blender, but anyway. It gets worse, guys. Because he said, best proof the moon is inhabited already. The moon is inhabited? What are you talking about, QuasiLuminous? I thought nobody could go to space. It's controlled opposition. He's spreading all the controlled opposition lies. The next false flag attack shown on money. That video is about the Hoover Dam. I don't want to put it on. I kind of want to, but I just don't want to fucking get content ID'd or whatever. But that video is about the Hoover Dam. Go watch it. I think he has one on here that says Hoover Dam is the next false flag attack. These are his oldest videos. I went to his oldest videos. Every religion worships Satan 100%. QuasiLuminous calls himself Satan. He says that he's Satan in the Prince of Darkness, and he says he likes being called that. He says it in... I'm about to show you which video he says that in. He says, in Flat Earth stuff they won't show you, that he's Satan. He says it himself. I don't believe it, honestly, but... he says it. But if we get down to the point, Satan means enemy, so I guess he's the enemy. Where's this fucking Hoover Dam video, man? Besides that one. I thought he had one that said Hoover Dam on it. Yeah. I'm going to put it on just to show you guys that he's actually talking about the Hoover Dam. Yep, there it is. Hoover Dam is said to be next. It says it right there. In 2014. This is one of the controlled opposition conspiracy theories. Because it's still being purported. Look, this is from 2014. Here it is in 2013. Here it is in 2015. Here it is in 2014, 2012, 13, 11... and it goes on and on. 2016, 2015. Well, that's actually not it, but there it is, 2016. FBI terror alert. CIA plotting attack. It's stupid, dude. It's controlled opposition, man. QuasiLuminous is trying to lead people astray. But that's not even the most damning thing about it. That's not even the most damning thing. I'm about to show it to you. Even down to the spell QuasiLuminous is trying to cast as bullshit. Now look, I'm an experienced witch. Okay? By the way, his numerology that he's telling you is bullshit too. I'll go into that in a minute. But the spell he's trying to cast was already done by Jesus Christ. That's a spell that can only be done with virgin blood. And Jesus Christ went above. Jesus Christ went above and beyond. He lived a perfect life, died for us, gave himself on the cross so that we may be saved. And he already ushered in heaven on earth. Heaven is on earth. There's a heaven in every realm. There's actually several in the astral, but that's besides the point. Heaven is love. Why do you think you know that song? It goes do 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 do. I'm in heaven. I think it's actually called Heaven. But Lana Del Rey. Heaven is a place on earth where you tell me all the things you want to do. You see, heaven is on earth, guys. It's already been ushered in. But the spell that they're trying to get you to cast, 1, is unnecessary, and 2, is fucking messy, dude. Sure, whatever the purpose of that spell really is will come to pass. Maybe. But they tell you how to cast a spell without actually telling you how to cast a spell. They care not for your personal safety or your well-being or anything. Think about this. You're spilling your blood, right? We all know blood is powerful. It's got a lot of energy in it. If you throw a bag of money on the ground, what kind of motherfuckers do you think are going to show up? Spiritual gurus? Enlightened men? People who are happy and content with their lives? No. The love of money is the root of all evil. You already know what kind of motherfuckers are going to be going after that blood. You already fucking know. That's why when casting a spell, especially a blood spell, you have to do all of these things according to Anne Mora on page 16 of Grimoire for the Green Witch. Okay? You have to purify yourself, bathe, ground, and center. You have to make sure you've got no demons. You have to fucking clear yourself, meditate for hours beforehand, do all that bullshit. Do all of it. I mean, if you're casting a spell, you need to go ahead and dedicate your whole day to casting that spell. You got to purify your space, physically and energetically. You might even have to cast a separate spell just to clear it. You have to cast a circle of protection. Cast a circle thrice about to keep the evil spirits out. Sage, tobacco, weed, whatever fucking herbs you want to use. Go ahead and use those shits too, because you have to consecrate your space. You need to call the elementals and / or whatever other spirits you want. You have to welcome the divine. Please welcome the divine. Don't fucking forget that step. You need an observer. Whether you're the observer, or another spirit is an observer, or a picture on the wall is an observer, somebody has to fucking observe, because that's how this physical works. Y'all have heard about the observer effect, right? They even say that in the fucking blood over intent bullshit. They say that it's your intent. And it is. And they tell you about the observer effect too. The observer effect is very real. Bless you. The observer effect is very real. It's well known, it's well documented that particles can behave. Bless you. The observer effect is well known. That's the point. Okay. Raise power and direct. Ground residual power. Like when you're repairing a computer, it's exactly the same thing. Cakes and wine, Last Supper. Farewell the divine, because you actually have to... Bless you. You have to... Whatever spirits you call, you have to fucking tell them that they're allowed to leave, or else they're not allowed to leave. For some spirits, not all. But, you know, a spirit might get mad at you because you didn't tell them to leave and follow you around and fucking do all that bullshit. Then you have to, you know, open a circle and benediction. Okay. And look, there's even more shit to do. There's even more shit to do. There's even more shit to do. Even more shit. Even more shit. There's so much shit you have to do when casting a spell. And what casting a spell is essentially is you're paying somebody else to do something for you. That's what casting a spell is. You're paying a spirit to do something for you. That's why you have to call a spirit. So, what fucking spirit are they calling with this blood ritual, blood over intent? It's not an enlightened spirit. It's not a spirit that's accepted Jesus Christ in their Lord and Savior and is happy and content with their being. It's some evilness. It's some negative spirit that they're calling. And I don't know which one. It's probably hidden in the words that you spell on the paper. It's probably hidden in the words. Casting a spell is paying a spirit to do something for you. Okay? That If thou shalt confess with thy mouth the Lord Jesus, and shalt believe in thine heart that God hath raised him from the dead, thou shalt be saved. For with the heart man believeth unto righteousness, and with the mouth confession is made unto salvation. You notice how closely that parallels blood over intent? With the mouth confession is made unto salvation. I accept Jesus Christ as my Lord and Savior, as the Son of Man and the Son of God. I love Jesus. QuasiLuminous is something else, dude. And so is Devin Madgy. They're controlled opposition, motherfuckers. You have to fucking discern between truth and lies, between falsehood and reality. You have to fucking discern. Okay? I'm well studied, and that's not fucking anything. I'm just saying it because, look, I've got citations for Jesus. I've got citations for Ann Mora. Where are QuasiLuminous citations? And if you watch Devin Madgy's video where he fucking explains archons and the Matrix and all that bullshit, well, I mean, the Matrix is not bullshit, but if you watch that video, he even does the same shit himself. He puts citations at the beginning for the stuff that's real, like the observer effect. He has citations for that. But then, about halfway through the video, he stops showing citations for what he's saying. He puts citations at the beginning to get you to trust him. He puts citations at the beginning to get you to trust him. This is in Psychology in Action. It's in here. And then, once you trust him, he can feed you whatever bullshit he wants to. He can feed you whatever bullshit. So you gotta be fucking careful, man. Mukunda, I have not seen my family for months. I have changed my mind. Mukunda, I have not seen my family for months. I have changed my mind. Perhaps later I shall visit your master in Serampore. My friend, who may mildly be described as vacillating in temperament, left me in Calcutta. By local train I soon reached Serampore, 12 miles to the north. A throb of wonderment stole over me as I realized that 28 days had elapsed since the Benares meeting with my guru. You will come to me in 4 weeks. Here I was, heart pounding, standing within his courtyard on quiet Raigat Lane. I entered for the first time the Hermitage, where I was to spend the best part of the next 10 years with India's, I don't know how to pronounce that word, Jnanatar, incarnation of wisdom. You have come, Sri Yukteswar greeted me from a tiger skin on the floor of a balconied sitting room. His voice was cold, his manner unemotional. Yes, dear master, I'm here to follow you. Kneeling, I touched his feet. How can that be? You ignore my wishes. No longer, Guruji. Your wish shall be my law. That is better. Now I can assume responsibility for your life. I willingly transfer the burden, master. I willingly transfer the burden, master. It's right there, guys. What else can I say? What else can I fucking say, guys? It's all right here. Although early studies did find some disadvantages to bilingualism, the research was so flawed that it has been widely dismissed, and modern research continues to find significant advantages. You may think that we've perfected our science and perfected our psychology, but I've read through this book, and even this book has flaws and lies in it, guys. You can't just accept shit. Look, you can't just accept shit without questioning it. You have to think for yourself. These blood over intent guys are all accepting shit without questioning it. Because look, I'm about to fucking blow your mind. This is Psychology in Action 10th edition by Karen Huffman. This is an authoritative book on psychology. Advertisers and politicians often use subliminal persuasion to influence our behavior. This is a quiz, right? And look, it says answers 1 through 10 are false. This is true. Advertisers and politicians often use subliminal persuasion to influence our behavior. If you think science and astronomy and all this bullshit is flawless, it's not. Because even right there, that admits that science has had flaws that have been corrected. It's all right here, dude. As I explained before, when you're casting a spell, you're paying somebody to do something for you, right? And this motherfucker says to go out onto bare soil, or dry, or whatever, and drop blood into the ground, and ask for guidance, right? As I explained before, who's going to show up? Who's going to accept that money first and give you your fucking bullshit psychic reading? Because what he's telling you to do is to go ask any fucking spirit out there. Not any spirit in particular, even though he says that's the case, it's not. Because the real light spirits will give you guidance without payment. Because they love you so much. And hopefully you love them too. I do. So, what you're doing is paying some bullshit spirit for a psychic reading. So he's going to take it and tell you whatever. The information will come back to you if you're listening. But it might not be correct. And probably won't be if there's fucking money involved. See, money corrupts. But let's break apart his numerology here. Because I've been fucking following Joanne Walmsley for years, dude. Years. Let's go ahead and get through the basics. The first thing he says is 1, 2, 3 means to stay the course. And so does 4, 5, 6, and 7, 8, 9. But they don't. They're actually telling you to step forward and start something new. They're telling you that what you're doing is actually not correct, and that you need to start something new. So, Quasi told you the exact opposite of what that number means. And you say, oh, those are angel numbers. Look. Numerology, the vibration and energy of numbers. Joanne Walmsley's a fucking expert. She just fucking sits on her farm and meditates all day, man. That's all she fucking does, and writes these blogs. She's got so many fucking websites. She's a fucking expert. She's a fucking expert.
Both your eyes are open. You can see, or there's God telling you he's got his eyes on you. Both eyes on you.
So 1001 means God has both his eyes on you? No, it doesn't. Oh, come on. (1001) encourages you to put your plans into action. So it's the same thing as 1, 2, 3, basically. Take positive action in the direction of your dreams and desires and trust that you will find personal success and fulfillment. Pay attention to intuition, thoughts, and impressions. Keep your beliefs, thoughts, and mindset focused upon your spiritual life purpose. See, he's not telling you the basics of numerology. He tells you that 0 is an amplifier, but he's telling you that the position of the 1s and 0s matters. It doesn't. It's still 1, it's still 0, it's still 0 amplifying 1. So 1001, 1010, 111, they all mean the same thing. Look, I'll show you too. Now creating your own reality. That's the essential fucking teaching of 1. Is that now is the exact time where you need to be paying attention to light, love, wholeness, and goodness. Is when you see 1s, you need to be paying attention to light, love, wholeness, and goodness. And, whatever. Let's go to 111. The code of consciousness. See, why did it redirect me last time, but not this time? To be Be very aware of your persistent thoughts and ideas as these are manifesting quickly into your reality. What's that mean? You're creating your own reality. That's what 1 means. It means you're creating your own reality. So he's fucking bullshitting you. Don't listen to look left, look right. That's fucking bullshit. You have your intuition and inner wisdom. Listen to that.
Okay, the 10
Above all, listen to your intuition and inner wisdom. That's what knows what's really going on.
o'clock, the 0 is the biggest number of the universe. It's like a reinforcer. It has all the numbers of the universe, all the positives and all the negatives. It's like a Vesca Pisces. 1010, that's like the opposite of the 1001. Like both your eyes are open.
1010 is not the opposite of 1001. It's the exact same. I just explained that. Let's get past the...
yes, you can. You maybe it's telling you yes, you can see, but you can see something that's not very cool. Or the
like,
1010,
where's his citation?
the universe and the conduit that you're
Where's his
biomorphic
citation?
in.
He's making all this bullshit up, man. I've got citations. He doesn't. What else, man? What else?
Energy is flowing through. You will get up and
look, he's got
at a
111 right
specific
there. I
time.
want to see
You
what
will
he
drink
says
your
that
coffee
means.
at a specific time. Eat breakfast at, humans are creatures of habit. And the numbers don't lie. Okay? These numbers are conscious.
You notice he said, instead of the numbers tell the truth, he said the numbers don't lie.
I'm telling you, the clock is connected to this greater earth. Your
Look, we
bare
get
feet
it.
on dry
It is
soil.
connected to something greater. It's called the power grid.
Drop of your blood into the dirt and ask the Great Spirit for guidance.
Ask the Great Spirit. If you go out there and you cast a spell and you ask the Great Spirit, every fucking spirit that wants to fucking feed their ego is going to come up and say, I am the Great Spirit. If you ask, like, go to the astral or open your third eye or something, some kind of connection to the other side, and ask, who is God? Come forth. And you'll have so many motherfuckers come right to you and say that they're God. So many of them.
And you could do this at daytime or do it at midnight.
And then he says, time is a virus, time this, and it makes you do that and the other. And then he says, at this time do this, at that time do that. You notice how he tells you what it is, and then immediately turns around and infects you with the very thing that he's telling you is a fucking virus? It came from his mouth. He said it.
Typically. Because you're connecting with that.
Look,
it's the same sun, but there's built into this matrix a conscious, has a masculine feature will help guide you. Okay? Like 1111. This is the 4-face, 4-letter DNA God. Just
1111, the 4-face, 4-letter DNA God? What the fuck is he talking about? 4 is the number of the archangels.
Like the 444. This is...
Nope, 4 is the archangels are near you. And yeah, I guess I need a citation. Here it is. Archangels, there it is, right there. Archangels. It doesn't have anything to do with anything other than the archangels, because that's the archangel's number. It's their number, it belongs to them. And 3 is the Ascended Masters.
Like the
Which, you know, the Ascended Masters are like Jesus, Muji, Buddha, those motherfuckers.
202, this is this great spirit, this 808, okay? And
808 is a great spirit apparently too. Let's go look at 808 and see what the hell that means, because I can't remember off the top of my head. Let's go debunk Quasi. He's seemingly luminous, apparently luminous, but not really luminous. Number 8 means potential and / or choice. Oh no, that's number 0. What's number 8? Manifesting positive abundance, monetary and business acumen, decisiveness, giving and receiving, inner wisdom and intelligence, discernment and good judgment. He wants to tell you that the number that means discernment and good judgment means anything but that. Because if you have discernment and good judgment, you'll see that QuasiLuminous is exactly that. QuasiLuminous. Quasi. Anything to cover up the truth.
You know, like,
oh wow, and did you see that? It was 11133. You're now creating your own reality, and the Ascended Masters are near you. That's perfect.
The 707, a 0 is it can take on the 7, and that would be like 777 or 666.
That's true, but he didn't tell us what
Which
777 means.
6 is a number of balance.
6 is a number of balance, but it's relating to balance. So it could be telling you anything about balance. It's also the number of the material. So 666 means that you're paying way too much attention to the material. Which, here's my fucking citation. It is time to focus on your personal spirituality in order to balance and heal any issues in your life. Concerning material supply. 666 may be indicating that your thoughts are out of balance. See? 6 saying that your thoughts are out of balance. 6 is not the number of balance. It relates to balance. It could be telling you anything about balance. You are focused too much on the material aspects. See, the important numbers he wants to fucking obscure and tell you what it doesn't mean, or something close to what it means, or anything other than what it means if it's an important number. He just wants to tell you close enough so it's believable. But if you go and actually look up what this motherfucker is saying, look guys, he kept saying throughout the video, look it up yourself. So guess what I did? Every time he said that, I wrote down what it is that he said to look up. And I looked it up, and he's full of shit. What else can I say? He said, look it up yourself. I did, and this motherfucker was fucking wrong.
So you could reduce a number like 666. That's 6 is an even number, but 6 times 3 is 18. 8 plus 1 is 9.
This is how the math for numerology works. It's not what he's saying. It works like the math.
That's an odd number, and that's like the Fem I9. Okay, talking to you. So, look left, look right. That's 1011 or 1101.
It's not, but let me give you this logic. If it really is supposedly God looking at you through the clock, and God's looking left, or looking right, but you see that, and you see that the eye on the right side looking right, the eye on the left side looking left. If it's God looking left and looking right, wouldn't it be the opposite? Because when you're facing towards somebody, if you take your right arm and touch the arm parallel to yours, that's their left arm. You get what I'm saying?
1. So you have the 0 to the left or 0 to the right. That's like look left, look right, choose right.
No, it's not. Bye,
That's
Felicia.
what I see.
Bye,
Okay.
Felicia.
So you want to keep this as simple as possible, people.
Yes,
Numbers
so why are you
counting
complicating
up,
it? Why are you telling all this bullshit?
Are lining up. Numbers counting down. Slow the fuck down.
No. Numbers counting backwards tell you anything but slow the fuck down. If anything, it means speed the fuck up. Let's go look at 456, because I have a good feeling that that number is going to explain it clearly for us. Oh, I mean, 654. Follow the intuitive messages and guidance you've been receiving about making important changes to your life and lifestyle. So it's saying to change. So if anything, that means speed the fuck up so you can fucking do it. Put your plans into action. Yeah. So it's saying actually speed the fuck up, not slow down.
Repeating numbers, hold position, you're on track. That's how.
Hell no, repeating numbers don't mean hold position, you're on track. These numbers have very specific meanings, dude. These numbers have very, very, very specific meanings.
Type of thing.
Like, if you're receiving 666 over and over again, according to this motherfucker, that means that you're doing fine, stay on track, you're in balance and harmony. But it actually means the exact opposite of that. It means that you're out of balance, and that you need to change shit, and you're focusing too much on the material. It means the opposite of what he's telling you.
101, that's like a wink or an eye on you. 808,
No.
202, 303, these types of things. Okay, you could, like a 3 plus 3 is 6. That's like the feminine talking to you. That's a number of balance. This is what is going to help you start reading the clock. Start looking up the meanings of numbers, what each number means.
Yeah, start looking up the meanings of numbers, because this dude didn't. Well, anyway, I just fucking destroyed his fucking entire channel. I destroyed his entire fucking channel. And by the way, the one that I said that he calls himself the Prince of Darkness is not the one. He actually has like 5 or 6 or tons of videos that are named Flat Earth stuff nobody will show you. He uses the same names over and over again. It's actually this one, published on November 17th. It's this one right here, guys. Right here. This is it. That's the video where he says he's the Prince of Darkness. And I'm going to show you that real quick.
You can call me the Antichrist, I like that. You can call me the Prince of Darkness, you can call me Satan, whatever it is.
That's it. He said it himself. But, I mean, I'm not sure about all that, honestly. But it's just funny to fucking listen to what comes out of people's mouths, dude. Like, if somebody's accusing you of cheating, you know that they're the one cheating. Unless you're actually cheating and they have some evidence or something.
Were you talking about Devin?
Yes. If somebody accuses you of cheating, they're the one cheating. You gotta listen to the subject of the sentence. What is it that's coming out of their mouth? You know, if somebody says, I'm not retarded, then they're retarded. Basically. Or at least they think they are. You see? It's the subconscious, dude. Especially when talking to other people. Now, there is a disqualifier for this. There's a time when that doesn't apply, but I can't fucking remember for the life of me, man. I can't fucking remember when it doesn't apply. But there is a time when it doesn't apply. It's not always true. Anyway, QuasiLuminous is exactly that. Actually, final thing. The internet is a worldwide packet switching network. Since it is based on packets, and Ethernet delivers packets, the carrier for the internet that most people encounter is Ethernet. Within one building, the internet is often carried by Ethernet, but over longer distances, other technologies are used. It's called the internet because it's an interconnected system. Ethernet is a set of hardware and protocol specifications for creating a local area network, an intranet.